Hey there folks, in today's video I'm going to be doing a demonstration and a product review for the Wagner Smart Roller. It's a paint roller with a syringe built into the handle. And first things first is you're going to get a small bucket or a paint can with your choice of paint in it. And it comes with this little straw here, which goes into the paint. And we're just going to take this piece right here and we're going to stick it down on to the straw. And then we're going to pull back on the syringe. Just nice and slow. One thing I will note is when I first tried this, it wasn't sucking up the paint. So I took it apart and all the O-rings inside of the parts just needed a little more lubrication. So you want to take some Vaseline and put it on here, and then this piece right here unscrews and there's an O-ring in there. Put some Vaseline on both sides on that. And then there's two O-rings on the syringe. If you unscrew this piece here, there's also some lubrication required there. So that'll help make things a whole lot easier. Now the next thing we're going to start, I'm going to reposition the camera and then we're going to start painting. So in this roller there's small little holes all the way through. That's how the paint gets through. So we're just going to squeeze this trigger and you'll see the syringe pushes up, and that's going to push paint through here and into the roller. It claims 72 square feet. Okay, there's another downside right there. The paint went right through where the syringe is supposed to be. So we're just going to have to clean that up. That's not good. So another note to make is make sure you have coverage over wherever you're going to be painting, just in case, because when I squeezed it actually came out the hole here where you fill it up, which doesn't seem good. We're going to try this again. It keeps on wanting to go through there. I'm going to figure out what's wrong with that. Okay, so make sure when you start this, you're very careful, make sure the inside rubber piece is nice and clean, because it was actually shooting out of here instead of here. So I think something was obstructing it. There's too much lubrication in it, so it wasn't closing the piece properly. And always have some coverage under on the floor just in case it does spill. And I'd advise to position your handle so that this is facing up, and then just do it nice and slow. Soon we should see some dots coming through. There we go, and if you look, it's hard to see because it's white paint, but it's actually coming through now. So on the first syringe that you do, it's going to take more than half of it to get down into here and into your roller. So we won't be able to judge the square footage until we've been painting for a bit. Another problem I'm noticing is this keeps on getting loose. As I'm putting pressure, it's kind of wanting to twist around, which is a little bit irritating, but I think we can probably get over that. Half of the syringe, like I said, goes into getting this full, so I'd say about 1.5 syringes to do this wall here. It's not too bad. And it also depends on the quality of paint you buy. Obviously the lower quality, the more paint you're going to need. So just to recap, the idea is great, but when I started I had to take apart everything and lubricate these two O-rings, the O-ring in here, because it wasn't sucking the paint up, but I got it sucking the paint up. And then while we're painting, this little piece, which is to take apart to clean it, is always coming loose and the handle is kind of spinning around while you're trying to put pressure. Then this came off twice, and it starts leaking when it does because it needs to maintain a seal. Twice, whenever I filled up with the straw, it started leaking through here. So overall I'm not too impressed with this. I don't know if I just got a bad one from the batch or something, or if this is just a terrible product. I'm not really sure, but so far my impressions are it would be easier for me to go with a traditional roller. So, because now I have to clean up my floor because it shot paint everywhere, which wouldn't have happened if we had a normal roller. So we're going to continue. We'll just start painting this other wall here too. Alright, now we're going to try this again. I'm going to refill, see what happens. So I just filled it up and it's coming out of the spout again. So as you can see, it would appear that I'm spending more time trying to get the thing working than I am actually painting. So I've made my decision. This thing is a piece of junk and I wouldn't end up buying it. I wouldn't advise you to buy it either. Just don't waste your $40, go get a paint can. Sorry, rather a paint tray and a traditional roller for $12. Try it again. And this handle is coming loose again now too. Well, it looks like it stopped leaking, so it's whatever is wrong with the seal. There's something wrong with the seal inside here, the piece that I was just taking apart over there. So whenever the straw enters, it's supposed to close back up and not let any more paint out. Paint is only supposed to go in, and if it tries to go out, it's not supposed to, so there's something wrong with that seal in there. So we're just going to continue painting and see what happens. Another downside compared to a traditional roller, if you have a traditional roller, this elbow usually only comes out to about here. It comes out and then comes down there, so you got an extra 2 to 3 inches. So when you're cutting across, if you look, you can't really see it, but if you get one of those cutting tools, I don't have it on me right now, but usually you only need to cut about maybe 4 inches in. But now if you look, my cut line is right there. So here's my cut line. Actually, we'll try and show you on a different wall. So your cut line right now, the brush is about 1 millimeter too far over to here, and I'm scraping the elbow across, so you can actually see right there. So there's 1 millimeter, that's where the end is. So you also have to go even further out when you're cutting which is another downside of this, because this is all about making painting easier, but then you have to cut, so technically it's not easier. Makes one thing easier and one thing harder, so. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. That wouldn't happen with a normal roller. I'm about ready to throw this roller out the window. So, this is what we should have done in the first place. Yeah, this thing has got to be the biggest piece of junk I've ever seen in my life. The roller doesn't even want to stay on. So, to add to the problems now, for whatever reason this clip doesn't want to stay on, so it keeps lifting and then this roller keeps on rolling off. So we're going to try and finish this bedroom, and then I'm going to return it, wash it, return it, and get an old school kind of roller. Alright, well, that should probably make my point by now, so hopefully this will prevent you from buying one, wasting your time, your money, and your patience. Please like and subscribe.